Sego, uh, my name is Ima Johnson, and I've been married for 47 years, and I have 12 children, and I taught school for 27 years. And I speak my language, and I'm a Mohawk. My mom and dad were both Mohawks, and my grandfather was a Cayuga, so I also learned how to speak Cayuga. And he also spoke Onondaga, so I can also speak Onondaga. And right now I work for a preservation project, and the reason why I'm there is to preserve all the things that our old folks passed on to us since we were children. And I've been really lucky. I think I'm also a diabetic. I've been a diabetic for 30-some years. And I'm also involved in babies that are born. A lot of people call me for names. And so I go to the birthing center and I welcome the babies that are being born through a long journey. And I also talk to the new mothers before they have their baby, the traditional knowledges that we were told when I was having my children, the rituals that we have to follow so that we don't have a hard time. And I always think that the Creator was never ever that mean to put women on earth here to suffer through labor of having a child. And I know that it really, if we'd followed all the traditional teachings, our having babies would be less than 15 minutes, because I had one of those kind of babies, and it was really hardly anything to have a baby. And so the first thing that we do when we have babies is we clean them, not just washing them and putting their clothes on, but we also give them a medicine right away to clean the insides out of them so that they will be healthy. And the first thing we do too is we give them a traditional name. And the reason why we give them a traditional name, just in case they have any kind of difficulties, then the tobacco is burnt for them, and they use the traditional name, because when we burn this tobacco, it has to be done in the traditional language. And so we put them on that path as soon as we can. And I like what my sister was talking about my little grandson, and he was born in January, and it was really icy, and so that's what we called him. He brought the ice, and today he knows that name quite well when I call him out, and I try really hard to speak Mohawk to him all the time, and because as I can tell you, in my family alone, I think there's almost like 100 of us, just from my mom and dad, that I think I'm the only speaker left of the Mohawks in that family alone. And right now I teach Mohawk to students here at Polytech, and right now I'm doing traditional teachings of how our ceremonies work so that it can be carried on too. And right now we're doing our midwinter ceremonies, and we started that on Monday, where we have what my sister mentioned, the Handsome Lake prophecies, and I'm going to tell you one little segment of it, and I want you to tell me what you think of it. There's a story that's being told because my sister was talking about her corn, and this story starts out with this Handsome Lake. They gave him a song, his own traditional song, they said. And they said that he would sing it here on earth 3 times, and when he sang it the last time and the 3rd time, he'd sing the 4th one in heaven. And they said the people would determine when you would sing the song. So time went by, and all of a sudden his brother comes to him, corn planter, and he says to him, would you sing the song that they give you? I think it would be very, very enjoyable for us to listen. So he sang it. And so now he knew he took one. And time went by, and another day, and somebody else asked him, would you sing that song? So now he knew he took two. And so the next time he sang, he knew he took three. And so that's when he thought, I'm going to be leaving pretty soon now. I'm going to be going back home. And so he said, what is my most prized possession? And that was his garden. And he really cherished the most. He looked after it very well. So he thought he'd put on his traditional clothes, and he took a walk into his garden. And as he was walking around, he went into the cornfield. And all of a sudden, he could hear this female voice talking to him. And he could feel somebody's hands on his shoulders. And he looked, and here was the corn. It was standing there, and it was hanging onto him on his shoulder. And they said to him, it was a female, and they said to him, we would like to go home with you because we can read your thoughts, that when you sing this last song that you'll be singing up in heaven. So we would like to go with you. We don't want to be here no more. And so Handsome Lake said to them, I think a lot of people would starve, especially the children, if your wishes would come true. And so he said, how can I encourage you to stay here and stay with our people? And why do you want to go home too? Would you tell me that? And he said, the corn spoke, and he said, did you know, he said, that the women are our sisters, and that when they get us prepared, they put ashes on our bodies to the point where our skin falls right off of us. And if that wasn't bad enough, we could endure that. But when they took us to the creek, and their baskets had holes in it, and they said that as they put us in the water, in this ice cold water, some of us fall through the holes, and sometimes we can't never retrieve them, and they fall deep and deep into dark waters, and after a while, their voices disappear into the darkness. And so that's why we want to go home. And so he said, how can I make your minds be brave and stay here? So they said they wanted to be involved in this ceremony that we're doing now. And we sing a song for them. And every day that when we do that, we encourage the corn to stay here because of all the medicines that they provide for us. And as we dance this song, the women massaged Mother Earth to make her new again. So she massages the earth as the women dance for the corn, and they dance together. So today, what does that mean, I wonder? What does that mean with our baskets in the water with holes, and some of them falling through the holes and deep, deep into that darkness, and sometimes they can't be retrieved back? I want to leave that thought with you, and I want you to tell me what you think that story means, because every one of those things that they tell us in that Handsome Lake, there's a reason. You have to think, what is it telling us in today's world? And so after we do that, like I'm telling you about the corn, and I'm telling you about the medicines that we use, we also have a protector for our medicines also. Because in today's society, we can't control anybody. We can't control how their lifestyles are. So when we come in contact with them, some of them might have had alcohol the day before or that morning or whatever, because they said anything that you do wipes over your soul in 4 days. So if somebody had drank in 4 days, they can come and they can kill your medicine. but we also have a protection for it. And we burn the tobacco for that medicine to protect that medicine, just like our trees. And I wanted to tell you, this drink that I have in my hand is our most precious drink. And that's anything kind of medicine that we use, that's what I have in my medicines. And I have a formula that I take. And a lot of the people, since I've been a diabetic for almost 40 years now, are surprised how well I'm still here. And I can still walk, I can see, I can still drive. And I'm going to be 71 years old. And so I rely on my medicines a lot. And I go to the doctor to see how I'm getting along. And every day I drink my medicine. And I make sure I eat. Sure, once in a while, I'm only human. I eat junk too once in a while. But I can't help myself. Oh, no. And so I wanted to give you those two that little story. And because in our teachings, everything is a lesson. And it's telling our future. Even as diabetes they're talking about, they told us a long time ago that there was going to be diseases that was going to come. And because we weren't going to know what it is, we need to get prepared. But someplace, somewhere along the way, because of all residential schools and different things, we lost them. And today we're grasping at straws, trying to retrieve them back, researching to see how we can make it full again. And the gifts that we carry is so true, because every one of us has that, and we need to nurture our children. And that's where I'm coming from. I work for the children, and I try really hard to give them what all I was taught by my grandfather, the medicines and the traditional teachings that he taught me. Now,